A big thanks to Brabura by Heartstone Outdoor for sponsoring this episode.
Whenever I make this recipe, people just keep asking me for more and more and more. Like there's no tomorrow. I don't want to talk about what happens after you eat it. Het moet wat helemaal niet over hebben. It doesn't matter. It matters only how good it tastes because it's so freaking delicious. For your stool, it's not a problem. It just happens really, yeah.
It's just a delicious sandwich.
Yeah, it's a good sandwich. No, it's not. Now you spoiled it. We whip it out. It's chicken, but they already know that. It's chicken and it's delicious and we're gonna make it right now. I'm just gonna go straight into it because we got marinade time in this recipe and I wanna get ahead of the party by making my marinade. So I'm gonna start by making the basics of the classic PitmasterX barbecue rub and double that. So I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of paprika powder, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and here comes the twist. I'm going to add some curcuma and that's just for color. Now I'm going to mix that up and this is going to be the base for our marinade. This is going to bring all the flavor to make some tasty, tasty chicken. And the second part of this marinade is sunflower oil. I'm going to use ½ liter of that. Now of course, the basic rule is always use acidity-based marinades or oil-based marinade because that will work the best with your food. That oil will come in handy later on once we start cooking. For now, I'm just going to put my chicken in. And this is the chicken that I selected for my recipe. We got the red thigh meat, which is very, very flavorful. I have the skin on and the fat sits underneath the skin, which means we're going to have juicy, crispy, tasty chicken. And it's all right here in these little pieces. Now of course I went all in and got a whole lot of them because my friends and family can't stop eating once I start making these and I want one for myself, so I gotta make sure I have enough. And worst case scenario, I might just have leftovers for tomorrow. So the chicken goes into the marinade and each individual piece is gonna get its little bit of marinade. And so if you're playing around with making marinades, just look up some old rub that you have in your drawer and which you think, well, not sure if I'm gonna use that ever again. Just mix it in with some oil, use it as a marinade, and you got another good use for your barbecue rub. The color is insane. You can see the yellow from the curcuma and the red from the paprika. Look at this color. It tells you it's gonna be tasty. Stick this in the fridge for at least 4 hours. In the meantime, I'm already going to start working on the second part of this recipe, which is a very, very important part. And it involves loads of chilies. And for that I'll be using this, my beautiful new Brabura by Heartstone flat top griddle black edition. And with all my burners on, I'm going to get a nice hot grilling surface. I'm going to put 10 of these chilies on and all I want is for them to become soft and toasty. But that's not all, I'm also going to add 15 garlic cloves. Once they're nice and toasted, I'm going to cut off the tops of the peppers, cut them into large chunks, put them in my mini blender, add the garlic and grind it up as fine as I can. And that's how you make a garlic chili toasted paste.
No taste test?
No. You want to try it?
No.
I'm not volunteering to try this at this moment. The third ingredient is going to be parsley. I'm going to chop it fine. I'm going to take my Skottsberg pan and put it on the Brabura. Once it's hot, I'm going to add oil, the chili peppers and garlic, the parsley, some salt, some pepper, and then my chili oil is done. Once I have everything in, I'm just looking for color. I need that red pepper to turn a light brown. And then I know it's fried and my chili oil is finished. This is going to be so spicy, I can't wait to give it a try. Look at it fry. And after 4 hours of waiting, I got my chicken ready to go marinated. And here I have panko. Yes, that's right. I want my chicken to be crispy. And this is like the secret part of this recipe. This is where I transform an already tasty chicken into an insane delicious chicken just by getting some crust on it, making something amazing out of it. And I have everything stand by, the chicken, the panko, the chili oil, my biscuits, and that means I'm good to go to do the full cook. Now the plate is super hot, I got all my burners on and in the center at the hottest point I'm going to put some oil and you can hear it, it's crazy hot. And now I'm going to take that chicken, put it in the panko, then dust it off again and then it goes onto the plate. A little bit more oil, there we go. Flip it to make sure that it's not burning. But look at that, we're getting a beautiful brown crust. You hear that? Nice and crispy, that's what I'm looking for. Of course, we need to get that chicken fully cooked as well. I'm gonna move it to the side where it can slowly cook. In the meantime, I'm gonna be cooking loads more of these. My chicken is almost at a core temperature of 75 degrees Celsius. And now I'm going to put on my homemade chili oil. And that's going to make this chicken spicy and extra flavorful. Of course, if you want, you can skip this step. The chicken is already amazing. But for me, the chili oil is the magic. Just going to flip it over, make sure that chili oil becomes one with the crust. And then I'm going to take the chicken off and let it rest. As I'm making a sandwich, I got a bacon weave that I'm going to grill up as well. I'm just going to leave it right there. Put on my cast iron pan as a press, and that's going to make the perfect bacon weave. Flip it around and just look at that bacon weave. It looks like magic already. But we're not finished yet, because these little tricks are going to make all the difference to making the perfect bacon weave. In the Netherlands we call these beschuitbolletjes, but basically they're fluffy buns that's going to go really well with my chicken. I just want to give them a quick toast. Quick brush with a little bit of chili oil, flip it around. I'm Dutch and I want mayo on my sandwich. There we go. Just a little twirl will do the job. Don't need much. And of course I'm gonna need some lettuce. And can we take a moment to appreciate this chicken? Look at that crust, look at that texture. Look at how good that looks. Oh yeah. Wow, that looks good. I'm just wondering, how am I going to eat this thing? Did you see this compared to my head? Look at this. This is the size of my mouth and this is the size of this sandwich. I think I messed up here. Let's slice into this. Wow. Look at that juicy chicken. That is one tasty looking sandwich. Mmm. Mmm. Wow. I'm gonna say it. Better than fried chicken. Woo! Mmm.